You are watching Imagisport, giving you a unique variety of tabletop sports action.
That's going to take us to highlight reel N. And it's going to be a 14. Manager mate dupes opponent into leaving the ring. So Elder, he was ahead. He goes na to the Lobster Man, and the Lobster Man's going to chase Elder out. Linton is just going to stay in the ring and yell at the ref to start counting. So the ref, he's counting, and he gets up to 7, 8, 9, and 10. What the heck is going on here? Kevin Linton has won this match. The referee is giving him the Old School Wrestling Association Heavyweight Championship, but we got to have a ruling on this thing here. I mean, is he the champion? I mean, I didn't think the championship could be awarded on a countout, but Kevin Linton, he's taking that belt and he's going back to the dressing room. So I guess in his mind, Kevin Linton is your OSWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Imagisport presents Old School Wrestling, featuring the stars of the Old School Wrestling Association. All OSWA matches are simulated using Face to the Mat from Play Games. You can order your own copy of Face to the Mat along with various wrestler card sets by going to the Play Games website at www.play.com. Now, let's go to the OSWA studios. Hello there, and welcome to another edition of Old School Wrestling. Derek Jones here with you. Thank you for joining us here for today's show. As you saw in the opening from our last show, controversy surrounds the OSWA World Title situation. As you saw, Roger Elder lured Lobsterman out of the ring and out of the studio, causing Kevin Linton to win by countout, which leads to the question, is Kevin Linton really the OSWA World Heavyweight Champion? We have yet to hear from the commissioner on this issue. Hopefully, we will hear an official announcement sometime during this broadcast. But speaking of titles, our main event today will be for the OSWA World Tag Team Championships, as the Boomdogs and the Good Old Boys will battle it out to see who will be crowned the first ever World Tag Team Champions. Also, we have Crash Bradley in action today. He is going to be taking on the big fish, Marlon Kimbrough. And also in action, we have Mr. Everything from the Blue Collar Mafia joining us as well. But first, let's go to the ring to see Sergeant Slash in action.
Our opening bout today on Old School Wrestling is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, already in the ring, from Kent, England, weighing in at 235 pounds, this is the Duke of Whirl, Sir Douglas Marbury. And his opponent heading to the ring from Granite Shoals, Texas, weighing in at 255 pounds, this is Sergeant Slash. Sergeant Slash, real name Staff Sergeant Mickey Bristol, makes his way into the ring for our opening contest here on Old School Wrestling today. And so our pre-match is going to go to highlight reel O. And so highlight reel O reads A42, the Hotbox ally of the favored wrestler, ticked off by TV announcer comments, increased the grudge grade by 1 point. So the Hotbox ally of Sergeant Slash is his military buddy Colonel Union. So Colonel Union's going to get his grudge grade upped from a 1 to a 2. And with that in mind, the referee has set his instructions and we're ready to go for our opening contest. And we have the grudge. Sergeant Slash's grudge grade is a -1. The Duke of Whirl is 0, so he will get the first 2 points with a jumping spin kick. Agile. The Duke of Whirl is agile everywhere, so he gets 3 more points with a jawbreaker. Fast start for the underdog Duke of World. TV grade, that's going to go to Sergeant Slash with an A grade. He gets 2 points for a wrist lock. And he is in control, and he is mean, so he will get another 3 points for a knee face driver. Now we go to the quick category. That is the Duke of World, and so he has 2 more points. Now we are at strong. The Duke of World is strong on a square. Sergeant Slash is strong anywhere. Since he's trailing, he will get the 3 points for a vertical suplex. Helped. Neither person is helped in this situation, so we will move on there. And now we have an object. Neither one has the object either. Is either man heavy? Neither man's heavy, so the blue rule goes into effect, and Sergeant Slash will get 4 points and an opening pin attempt. 11 to 43 since it's on a chip. 13, Duke of World easily kicks out at 1. So with that, we move on. So in control, is Sergeant Slash smart? He is. That is 2 more points for an inverted DDT. This time not on a chip, so it's the D grade, 11 to 16. So we have a 15. He kicks out again. Again with the smart category. Both wrestlers are smart though, and since Duke of World's trailing, he will get 3 points as he has a shoulder neck breaker in tow. Now for the mean category. Sergeant Slash is mean, and you know what that means. He's calling for it. His finisher, the government issue power bomb. 11 to 55, and this match is over with a 14. That's a 1, that's a 2, and that's a 3. Sergeant Slash with the pinfall victory over the Duke of World in our opening contest. Let's go to the post-match. It is a 1, so we will go to Highlight Reel X. And we will roll again on that. And that is a 14. The winning wrestler speaks conciliatory words about opponent. Decrease the wrestler's grudge grade 2 points. So Sergeant Slash had some nice things to say about the Duke of World. Offered his hand in sportsmanship. The Duke of World took it. So with that, Sergeant Slash feeling pretty good about himself, but his grudge grade is now down to a -3. So with that, Sergeant Slash is your winner in today's opening bout. We'll be back with more old school wrestling right after this timeout.
If you like what you see here, you can order your own copy of Face to the Mat by going to the play.com website. Face to the Mat Pro Wrestling game is available for sale. And you can also get wrestling cards as well. I use the 70s WAF set for my federation, but they also have 80 stars, 90 stars, and they also have current wrestling stars that are based after real-life professional wrestlers of today. And new card sets are made about every 2 years, so you can always keep your wrestling federation fresh. Once again, that's Face to the Mat from play.com. Order your copy today.
Our next bout here on Old School Wrestling is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, already in the ring from Commack, New York, weighing in at 275 pounds, this is the Wrestling Rabbi, Sherman Finkelstein. And his opponent, representing the Blue Collar Mafia, accompanied to the ring by the Union leader, Roger the Welder Elder, and his personal assistant, Dangerous Curves, Debbie Caruso. He hails from Charlotte, North Carolina. 255 pounds, Mr. Everything, Jeff Fairweather. Mr. Everything makes his in-ring debut here on Old School Wrestling, a member of the notorious Blue Collar Mafia, and Roger the Welder Elder, of course, at ringside. Let's go to the pre-match roll, which is a 6, which means we will go to Highlight Reel letter R. And we will roll the 2 dice for that, and it comes up as a 16. The face appeals to the crowd, and while doing so, heel strikes face with an object D6 times, scoring 1 point for each blow. So while the rabbi is starting to get over with the crowd, Mr. Everything attacks him from behind, probably with one of Roger Elder's tools or something, and he'll get 2 points right off the bat. So before we even ring the bell here, Mr. Everything is all over the wrestling rabbi like a cheap suit, and now the ref hastily calls for the bell. But look, the wrestling rabbi is coming back with a trailing surge, and he gets 4 points. The crowd sullenly behind the rabbi in this matchup. Neither one has the favorite category. And, we go to the wild card chart, so let's go to our in-ring match wild card and do our 2d6. It comes up as a 51. Is Mr. Everything heavy? He is not. So he leaves the ring to attack a third party, probably somebody in the crowd heckling him. So the wrestler will actually lose 1 point. Things are not going Mr. Everything's way right now. And we have another wild card. So let's take another look. 52. Is Mr. Everything heavy? Again, he is not. He's tossed out of the ring by the wrestling rabbi, and the rabbi scores 3 points. Now Roger Elder's calling a timeout here and trying to regroup. They're huddled together, the three of them. Mr. Everything, Debbie Caruso, Roger Elder, trying to calm everything down here. So now Mr. Everything slowly makes his way back to the ring, and we will move on. Again, nobody's favorite here. Smart. We have the wrestling rabbi is smart. Mr. Everything is smart as well since he's trailing. He will get 2 points as he executes a snap suplex. And now quick. Mr. Everything is quick on a circle, so a flying clothesline gives him 3 more points. And then the strong category. Everything is strong but only on a square. No strong quality for the wrestling rabbi, so we will play on. The health, and this is where it comes into play. Debbie Caruso is going to get involved here, so we're going to go to highlight reel V. 36. Match spotlight on Valet, who steals the show with assorted actions. Wrestler scores immediate pin over the distracted opponent. Increase the TV grade. So Debbie Caruso is eyeing up the wrestling rabbi, flirts with him, everything goes behind him, pulls the tights, 1, 2, and 3, and Mr. Everything steals one from the wrestling rabbi thanks to his personal assistant, Debbie Caruso. And in the process, Mr. Everything will get a TV grade out of it. He will get 1 letter grade, so his TV grade will bump up from a C to a B. So with those turn of events, let's go to the post-match, and it is a 2, so we are going to go to highlight reel X. And it is a 32. Celebrity 2, upset by rude comments of the winning wrestler, insults the wrestler in a TV cameo, so increase the winning wrestler's grudge grade by a point. So who is Mr. Everything jaw-jacking with? Well, it seems to be members of the hometown Altoona Express football team for the Pennsylvania Football League. More specifically, their wide receiver, Juju Golden, has been jawing with Mr. Everything. And in the process, Mr. Everything is getting riled up about it. And so he will actually have a grudge grade now of 1. So order is restored. Caruso, Elder, and Everything are in the ring. They are celebrating their victory. And with that, we will be back with more old school wrestling right after this timeout. All right, you know what time it is. It is time to close the shades, man, and step into the Ringside Lounge. And as always, your host for the Ringside Lounge is none other than Copacetic. So let's see who our guest in the Ringside Lounge is going to be today. It's going to be a 51. wrestler with a match scheduled in the near future. So we actually have a match coming up in the near future for the tag team titles. And so let's bring out two of those right now. Those being the Good Old Boys. Their buddy Gaylord T. Good, Ray Hargis, and Haystacks Hill. Our guests in the ringside lounge today. So, with that in mind, we'll go to Highlight Reel I. And it is a 65. And so basically, if they are the same persona, okay, so they're different personas because Copacetic is kind of a heel and the Good Old Boys are faces. So we will go with 65D. The host refuses to let the guests speak. And so the Good Old Boys work over Copacetic, grab the microphone, and give a promo. And basically, they are each going to get increased TV grades out of this, which could come in handy whenever they meet the Boomdogs later on tonight. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get out their scratch cards here. Ray Hargis, Haystacks Hill, and Gaylord T. Good are all going to have their grudge grades up from a C to a B. And again, that could pay dividends for them later as they have their match tonight for the tag team gold. And then Copacetic, he was a C, but now he's going to have to get reduced down to a D. Hopefully he will not be involved in any in-ring matches in the near future. So there you have it. The Good Old Boys put the whooping on Copacetic in this week's edition of the Ringside Lounge. We'll be back with more old school wrestling action for you right after this.
Boy, if what we've seen here on the Ringside Lounge is any indication what's going to happen in the main event, we are due for a treat from the Good Old Boys. But like I said, that'll be our main event. We just received word, however, from the commissioner in regards to the OSWA World Title situation. And his ruling goes down as follows. Although it says in the OSWA bylaws that titles cannot be change hands on a countout, the fact of the matter is technically the title never really did change hands because no one was officially the champion before that match. So because of that loophole, the commissioner is going to let Kevin Linton keep the OSWA World Heavyweight Championship for now. However, he will defend his title against Lobsterman, and that title defense will take place on our first Supercard show, which will be episode number 7 here on the Old School Wrestling series. That event will be called Initiation. And again, the main event will be for the World Heavyweight Championship, Kevin Linton against Lobsterman. However, to ensure that we have a definitive winner this time, the match will take place within the confines of a 15-foot-high steel cage. Once again, episode 7 of this series is going to be OSWA Initiation, our first 8-match supercard. Main event, steel cage match for the world title. Kevin Linton defends against Lobsterman. Now let's go back to the ring.
Our next contest here in Old School Wrestling is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Mora, Minnesota, weighing in at 285 pounds, this is the big fish in a small pond, Marlon Kimbrough. And his opponent making his way to the ring from Commerce, Oklahoma, weighing in at 265 pounds, this is Terry Crash Bradley. Crash Bradley wanted this match with the Big Fish, mainly because he wants to get his hands on the Big Grabowski. But Grabowski's been on the shelf lately with an injury, and although they've been talking trash back and forth on social media, Bradley has been dying to get his hands on Grabowski somehow, but Grabowski's nowhere to be found. So he decided he would do the next best thing and go after his buddy, the Big Fish, Marlon Kimbrough. So let's do the pre-match here, and that is a 4. So we will go to highlight reel O. And the roll on that is a 35. The Hotbox Ally, the favored wrestler, makes funny comments on a guest shot, reduce the Ally's grudge grade by a point. The Hotbox Ally of the favored wrestler here was Steve America, so his grudge grade will be reduced from a 2 down to a 1. So with that out of the way, let's get underway with this matchup. Crash Bradley and the Big Fish. And we're looking for strong. Both of them are strong, so the underdog's going to get it. That's going to be Kimbrough with a front face lock, and he takes the early lead. But is Marlon a favorite? He is not. So we're going to flip it around. And again, we're going to check for strong, but since Crash Bradley is trailing, he will deliver a big boot and get that point back. Is Crash Bradley a favorite? Yes, he is. So a Russian leg sweep gives Bradley 2 more points. Is Bradley mean? No, and neither is the Big Fish, so we will just play on here. The cheat quality. Marlon has the cheat quality, so a neck twist is going to give the Big Fish a point. Grudge. The higher grudge grade goes to Crash Bradley, so he will do a stretch power bomb for 2 points. Agile. Crash Bradley is agile, Big Fish is not, so 3 points for a slingshot splash, and we are going out of the ring this time. So now we have to call on our out of the ring action chart. So let's see what we're going to have here. All heck's breaking loose. It is a 3. The ref sends the action back to the ring, but ignore the ref if no out of the ring points are scored yet. So we are going to roll again, and this time we're going to get a 12. The leading wrestler smashes the opponent onto the announcer's table. So Crash Bradley is really taking it to the Big Fish in the small pond. Marlon Kimbrough, he slams him off the announcer's table, and so now he rolls him back in the ring for a pin attempt. 11 to 23 will get the job done. There's 1, there's 2, and there is 3. So Crash Bradley makes quick work of the Big Fish, Marlon Kimbrough. He's gaining a lot of momentum, and he still has his eyes on the Big Grabowski. But be that as it may, let's go to the post-match, and we're going to go to highlight reel X for that. And so we roll in that highlight reel. It is 11. We're going to highlight reel Y, and that is going to be a 25. The defeated wrestler makes a defiant TV appearance, scathing comments, and reducing the winning wrestler's TV grade 1 letter. So Big Fish got on the microphone afterwards, calling Crash Bradley a cheap shot artist for putting him through the table. Says he doesn't deserve to be in the OSWA, and he definitely doesn't deserve to get a match with Grabowski. And with all that, Crash Bradley's TV grade is actually going to go down to a D. So we'll see what ramifications go from that. But this week, Crash Bradley's your winner over Marlon Kimbrough, and we'll return with more old school wrestling in just a moment.
Well, as you can see, Crash Bradley is a man possessed. He has one mission in mind, and that is to get his hands on the Big Grabowski. The commissioner has observed that, and due to what happened in the match and what happened afterwards, the commissioner has made it official. At initiation, it's going to be Crash Bradley versus the Big Grabowski. As you know, Grabowski's been on the shelf, but he will be medically cleared to compete on initiation. So once again, Crash Bradley versus the Big Grabowski. That's our second match announced for the initiation supercard coming up in episode 7. More matches will be announced for that big super card on our next show. But now let's go to our main event and see who the first World Tag Team Champions are going to be. Is it going to be the Good Old Boys or the Boomdogs? We'll find out right now.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is your Old School Wrestling main event for today. It is scheduled for one fall, and the winning team will be crowned the OSWA World Tag Team Champions. Introducing first, team number 1 at a total combined weight of 570 pounds. They are led to the ring by their good buddy, Gaylord T. Good. And they are from Sparksville, Indiana, Haystacks Hill, and from Tulsa, Oklahoma, Ray Ed Hargis. These are the Good Old Boys. And their opponents, making their way to the ring at a total combined weight of 495 pounds, Ed Boom Boom Barrington and Rob Big Dog Dickerson, the Boomdogs. All right, here's what we've been waiting for. The match to crown our first ever tag team champions between the Boomdogs and the Good Old Boys. And as you saw earlier, the Good Old Boys have some confidence going into this matchup. Our pre-match roll is going to take us to Highlight Reel O. And since it's leaning, we will roll it again and get a 23. And the underdog wrestler, livid after opponent makes belittling comments, increase the wrestler's grudge grade 4 points. So they're even getting more momentum. The Good Old Boys now have grudge grades of 4. Although the Boomdogs are higher, so it's not going to really affect things at this time, but we will see what happens. So Gaylord's on the outside. They have their instructions. There's a real tense look between the two. No shaking hands yet because of those incendiary comments. So the ref calls for the bell, and our championship match is underway. And so Big Dog and Haystacks lock up collar and elbow. Neither one of them have the cheat quality, but they are going to go into a test of strength. If both wrestlers are strong and or powerful, and both of them are, so we will roll a die. And since both of them are faces, I will go with the 1 and 2 with the Boomdogs and 5 and 6 with the Good Old Boys for this. So we will roll, and it's a 5, so the Good Old Boys will get a point there, and a 5 again, so we'll get another point. Basically, we're doing this until we get a 3 and a 4, and we got a 3 right there, so the ref will break it up, and we will go to the next fast action card, which is Powerful. Is Haystacks powerful? He is not, so we'll flip it over. Big Dog is not mean, so we'll go ahead and see if there's a tag there. And nobody had a tag, nobody scored, so we'll just say that both wrestlers, both teams made tags, since we forgot to do the tag roll on the last point exchange. So now it's Ray Ed Hargis and Boom Boom Barrington in the ring. Trailing comeback surge, that's the Boomdogs. They're going to get 5 points. And so, will we get a tag with the Boomdogs? No, we will not. We will move on. So quick. Is Boom Boom quick? Yes, he is. So 2 more points as he does a super kick. We'll roll for the tag again, and this time they will tag. And the Big Dog will go back in. Wild card. So here we go. Let's go back to our wild card match. So we'll go to the wild card tag team chart. And it is a 35. Is the wrestler mean? Big Dog is not mean, so he is hit with an object by the opponent's partner, and the opponent scores 1 point. Not quite sure what the object is, so to speak. Perhaps Gaylord hit him with his hat or something. But be that as it may, let's see if now the Good Old Boys can make a tag. They do not. and we will go back. But the trailing wrestlers are the good old boys, so they will get 3 points there for a reverse and choke slam. And now we go to the favorite category, which is Ray-Ed Hargis. Let's see if there is a tag first, and there was a tag, but that won't matter because Haystacks Hill is also a favorite, and so he's going to get 2 points for a body press scissors. And we'll see if there's another tag. Oh, it's a hot tag this time, and so Big Dog is able to escape, tag in Boom Boom, so the Boom Dogs are going to get a point. And so now we're back to the favorite category. Now both of them are favorite. They're both on the same space, so it's going to be the good old boys. And they are going to get 3 points for a top rope splash. Do they make the tag? No, they do not. So now it's time for the cheat. Neither one of them are cheat. Trailing. Trailing is the Boom Dogs. They will get 2 points for a knife hand chop. And not only that, Boom Boom makes the tag back into the Big Dog. So here we go. Quick. Big Dog is quick. Haystacks is not. So guess what? That is 3 points for a monkey flip. And Big Dog is going to cover Haystacks Hill. 11-43, and Haystacks will kick out. So with that, will there be a tag to Boom Boom? No, there will not. So we go on. Specialty. Big Dog's got his specialty hold, the dog pound, backdrop, fallaway slam for 3 points. And now he's calling for the body slam side pile driver, followed by the hound howl. 11-33. This is for the championship. But no, 1, 2, Haystacks kicks out. Oh, Lordy. So Big Dog's going to tag in Boom Boom. But Haystacks needs to mount a rally here. All right, powerful. Boom Boom is powerful. Haystacks is not. So it's going to be another D6 roll. 6 big points. So Boom Boom's calling for his finisher. It's the Sonic Boom Cradle Pile Driver. 11-32 will get the job done here. It's a 64. 1, 2. Haystacks kicks out one more time. Unbelievable. Let's see if there's a tag here. No tag. Boom Boom takes control of Haystacks Hill. But TV grade's coming into play here, and that's Haystacks Hill with the B TV grade. So he's going to get 2 points for a big splash, and he's going to put the cover on Boom Boom. But it's on a chip, so it's 11-43, and Boom Boom kicks out of it. So now, do we have a tag here? Let's see if either one will tag. Yes, Haystacks Hill finally gets out of the ring, and Ray-Ed Hargis will come back. So it's a fresh Ray-Ed, and Boom Boom, who is weakened a little bit, is Ray-Ed strong? He is. 2 points, and there it is, and Ray-Ed's calling for his finisher. The hog tie till you cry abdominal claw hold. 11-43. The roll is a 34. Ray-Ed Hargis has it cinched in deep, and Boom Boom can't take it anymore. He taps out, and ladies and gentlemen, we have new World Tag Team Champions, and those champions are the good old boys, Haystacks Hill and Ray-Ed Hargis. And so let's go to the post-match to see what happens. It is Highlight Reel X. And the roll there is a 44. We're going to Highlight Reel Y. And it is a 35. The Hotbox ally of the winning wrestler grabs the PA microphone from the defeated wrestler and makes a succinct, barbed, memorable comment. Increase the allies' TV grade by 2 letter grades. Well, the ally for the good old boys is Colonel Union, actually. And Colonel Union is going to come out with his good buddy Sergeant Slash, and basically what they're going to say is that they're going to look for a shot at those tag team belts sometime down the line. So with that in mind, Colonel Union will get his TV grade bumped up from a C to an A to match that of his ally Sergeant Slash. So, we're going to have to see what develops here. Maybe there will be a tag team championship match for Colonel Union and Sergeant Slash against the Good Old Boys coming up in the not too distant future. But ladies and gentlemen, as the two teams congratulate each other in the ring for a well-performed match, the Boomdogs will leave, and so will the Union and Slash. And so that leaves the Good Old Boys alone in the ring to celebrate. Once again, your new World Tag Team Champions here in the OSWA are the Good Old Boys. And we'll be back with a wrap-up right after this.
Well, what a main event we had, folks. Congratulations to the Good Old Boys for winning the OSWA World Tag Team Championship. Interesting development at the end, though, with Sergeant Slash and Colonel Union coming out, saying that they would kind of like to have a crack at the World Tag Team belts, although they've never really tagged before in the OSWA. Well, that's going to change next week, as you're going to see them in tag team action here on our next episode of Old School Wrestling. Also next week, Croc Wilson will join us once again, and the commissioner has a special opponent picked out for him, but he's not revealing who it is. We will find that out on our next show. Dan Hammer, as you saw back in the first week, he had his hammer taken away from him. He wants that hammer back, but the commissioner is not ready to give it to him just yet. He says that Dan Hammer's going to have to earn it, and he's going to have to earn it in a match against Roughneck Ron Cassidy, who's a tough customer in his own right. So we'll see what happens there. Next show's main event, a little bit of fallout from our last episode. As you recall, the Foreign Destruction tag team broke up, and so Eugenio Akid and Kwang Choi are no longer allies, and next week they will square off one-on-one in our main event. So we hope you can join us for that here on Old School Wrestling. Again, probably be in about a week or two. Next episode on the channel of Imagisport itself, probably some more shootout hockey, one, maybe two more games there. So once again, we'd like to thank you today for watching. From all of us in the OSWA, I'm Derek Jones saying so long, keep playing those games, and have a great day.